So, a fatal four-way for Seth Rollins' title is the most exciting match you can have that's still very predictable, but at least being predictable just kind of gets overshadowed by the excitement of what this match is, right? When you have, main event Jey Uso was just kind of inserted himself into this fiasco. I mean, he didn't have to get involved, but he decided to get himself in there. Okay, I get it. He was just coming off of a match with Braun and Bronson, right? With the Tribal Chief, who we're not going to hear from the Tribal Chief for a little bit, all right? So he gets himself involved. CM Punk, LA Knight, those guys definitely have an axe to grind with them needing a title shot, right? So that's understandable. So you get these four powerhouses in the ring, and this gonna happen at Clash of Paris. And when I saw that Adam Pearce made this match, I was just like, okay, good match, bravo, way to go. This doesn't change anything. Seth Rollins will still be champion. Seth freaking Rollins will remain champion in all of this. Furthermore, the way they're going with this whole Tribal Chief thing, and who's he gonna be beefing it with? I like the fact that they're getting away from from Braun Breaker. Why? Because I want that to be a WrestleMania match. And they're actually going in the direction of Bronson Reed. See, Bronson Reed took Roman Reigns' shoes and still has them as a trophy. Man, that's some way back in the 90s, street stuff, man. You beat somebody down and you take his shoes. I actually kind of like it. That's pretty cool because it now shifts the focus from Braun Breaker to Bronson Reed, at least when it pertains to the Tribal Chief, right? So that I like that. I want Braun Breaker versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I don't know how, we still got time, man. So let's see how long they could drag that out. But going back to this fatal four-way that that Adam Pearce made. Yeah, look, good match. I think what happens afterwards is what's going to need to take place. Looks like CM Punk and LA Knight, looks like they just sparked a little something between them, the two of them right there. They just started hammering away at each other. So, look, I want LA Knight to get a title run. I do. Is he going to? Probably not. However, I like that LA Knight is at least in the big spotlight. Because they had kind of, I wouldn't say buried him, but they had kind of forgot about him a little bit. They weren't really putting him in any big matches of any sort for a minute. For a minute, right? At least now he's, in the major spotlight. But, look, I think it's a good match. But there's no way in hell Seth Rollins loses the strap to any one of these guys. Not in this fatal four-way. If he loses the title, it will be on a one-on-one. But it's not going to be at this fatal four-way. But what's your guys' thoughts about this match being made? We'll definitely get to the breakdown of Clash in Paris when the weekend of, man. But what's your guys' thoughts on this fatal four-way being made? You guys like this match? Do you not like this match? Is it just kind of a way to just throw a bunch of wrestlers in there and say hey man, that's a way to make it exciting? I think it's pretty exciting. I do. I just don't think LA Knight nor CM Punk nor Jey Uso stand a chance to win the strap. Not in this fatal 4-way. You guys let me know. Cholo Trucker Wrestling Rehab. Shout out to all the junkies. Catch you guys on the next one.